Baby, on the beat.
We got it covered. Everything sports related. I'ma speak my mind. You can love it or hate. We got it covered. Everything Lamar. Welcome to RouG. You know who we are. We got it covered. We got it covered.
What is going on? Welcome back to the RouG Pod, and this is another edition. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And can you say single mothers? Because you know some of them like to claim that they are fathers. But just happy Father's Day to whomever celebrates it.
Oh, weird.
You said kind of weird.
I said that was weird.
I know. I just read something. I just read something on Twitter that said leave single fathers alone. Studs aren't included. And that's why I said that, because I just thought that was hilarious. It may be wrong. But
Real great energy we got to start this show.
I just wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day. But listen, I've written that. All jokes aside, I really do appreciate you all hanging with us. I have Rodney here. I have RouG here as well. Long time no see. Appreciate you fellas for dropping by. How y'all been?
Doing good. I mean, apparently I finally got invited to the secret streams. You know, and even then I wasn't actually invited. I kind of just forced myself into Hendo StreamYards.
You really forced yourself into it.
You really kind of did. You kind of tied. You had me kind of tied down and just forced your way.
I mean, that's that's what I heard you like. Is a person that asserts themselves. So,
wow. How are you, Rodney?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Other than the fact that you got to work tomorrow, which is
I was going to say
disgusting. Disgusting. They're going to make this man work on June 19th. Disgusting.
Juneteenth. I know this.
It really is.
I know. Yeah,
sure.
I think maybe you should talk to the trainer and tell him.
No. Listen, I know this is your first year as a black man, and you don't understand Juneteenth.
I don't.
You get to.
Can you explain it to me?
No, figure it out on your own. Do some research.
Wow.
And I do
believe.
Wonders
why I don't help him with TikTok.
I do believe that Rodney had a Black History fact and explained this.
Yeah, I did.
So
but sure doesn't listen to those. And by
I
research,
absolutely do.
By research, he doesn't mean listen to the Joe Rogan podcast either.
No. I absolutely listened to your Black History facts. I didn't listen this week because I was busy.
It wasn't this week.
I absolutely will listen to your history facts. I didn't listen this week, but
yeah. Oh well, when was it then?
It's been a while.
It
was around Juneteenth last year.
You guys have known me for the last year. You know I have a memory like a damn squirrel. Okay.
Thanks.
So I don't remember what happened last week.
Why are you trying to? Do squirrels have bad memories? I don't think that's a thing. Is it?
Maybe in Cali.
I don't know.
Hey, Suge, I got a message for you.
Could have gone with goldfish.
Suge, I have a message for you, sir.
Yes.
Ahoy, crew members! Welcome aboard. Good to see you.
Captain Chesapeake.
You are old as hell. I couldn't even see that clip.
You will never find it in 1080p.
It was from in the 70s. The 70s or the early 80s. I mean,
when you were a young man.
I was younger. Listen, let's forget all that. Let's see who stopped by. Of course, Brandon Bazel's in the stream. What's going on? Thank you for dropping by. Living Big with Big Reg. How you doing, bro? Make sure you drop over to his channel and check him out. He has some good stuff going on. This Rodney Adines person, I don't know why he's always commenting on every stream.
I didn't even know I was in here.
Check him out.
Reaper.
D-Weezy, what's going on, brother? Jared Green, what's going on? How you feeling today? Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us on this holiday weekend. Yolanda's in the house. Good evening, RouG family. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Appreciate you. LL is in the house. Yes, we are giving you something. And I would like to apologize because I've been having a lot of Father's Day festivities throughout the whole weekend, and I was supposed to stream Friday and Saturday. And my apologies for not going through on it, but I will be making up for it tonight as we have this stream tonight. And as soon as this stream is done, for the patrons, we will have Hanging with Hendo.
Nice.
I don't know if it's nice because of the content that I'm going to be speaking on.
Well, what's the content you're going to be speaking on there, Hendo? I mean,
it may be informative to some, maybe nonsense to others. I don't know.
Wow.
But you have to become a patron to find out what I'm going to be speaking about.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be really quick. I just have some things to get off my chest. So essentially, what happened was, I am a idea genius when I'm in the shower. When I'm in the shower, I come up with the greatest ideas for videos, monologues, everything. When I'm in the shower, I just have I don't know what it is. But as soon as I come down here and start thinking about other stuff, I forget everything that I thought about.
So for Father's Day, did anybody get you one of those waterproof whiteboards?
No.
They should have got him a waterproof notebook so you could take it in the shower with.
Nice. Exactly.
Yeah. But so, I had some things that I was going to speak upon, but then I saw Davon's tweet about Happy Father's Day, Black Fatherhood. So it got me thinking about some things. So I'm going to be speaking essentially about fatherhood, Father's Day, and the kind of history and the dynamics of family, if you want to really know what it's about.
Awesome topic. Hendo, can you bring up Mr. J's comment, please?
What's going on? Which one? What's going on?
Mr. J the 6.
You mean this one?
Yeah. Mr. J, Bronny is a father to
a father.
South Carolina Gamecocks. Don't forget about it. Okay.
What's going on, Brent? Happy Father's Day to you as well. Yes, he is Colin's
Bronny
father.
is a daddy. He is. Well, I didn't have
Colin's.
to say the name.
He's Colin's father.
He's a daddy to somebody. Okay. Bronny is a daddy to somebody.
That's not true.
What's Colin?
Shout out to the Gamecocks.
You're right. Exactly.
Y'all gonna feel really bad if Colin watches this.
Are we?
If you're watching Colin, I apologize on Suge's behalf.
Yes, I apologize too. And he's probably going to tell the story wrong even after he listens to this, so it really doesn't matter. He likes passing out bad information. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Don't shoot the messenger, sir. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. All right, let's jump into this action. First and foremost, we're going to start off with Suge's favorite topic, and that is the Baltimore Ravens, and we're going to talk about.
I hate you. This is why I didn't want to be on the damn stream. This is why I didn't want to be on the stream.
G-Unit? Is that where you're going?
G-Unit. J.K. Dobbins. So, we had mandatory minicamp this week, and J.K. showed up, but he did not participate. So many have speculated that this was about a contract situation. He's in the last year of his 4-year deal, being a second-round pick, and I think it's about money. It can't be about anything else. I mean, it could be about playing time. What do you gentlemen feel about players that actually show up to camps but don't participate? Do you think that there should be another way for them to handle it, or should they just abide by what they signed when they signed their contracts?
No, I think you should get what you can whenever you can, and if you have leverage, you should use it, because that's exactly what the teams do. These aren't contracts that are negotiated on a level playing field, so I don't particularly care what people signed in terms of the contract amount and length and all that, because again, the teams don't care about that either. So that kind of goes out the window. The problem for JK is he doesn't have any leverage.
It's true. He's played 23 out of a possible 50 games in his career. So he hasn't even played 50% of the snaps. Now, one thing that was pointed out was once Lamar Jackson went down and Dobbins came back from that second injury, he averaged nearly 7 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. So he carried the team. Now, on one hand, he's been very productive. And one thing that we've always said is if you're a running back behind Lamar Jackson, then you're going to do well because teams are kind of focused on him. But without Lamar, he did his thing. But as the Ravens see it, he just can't seem to stay healthy. So that's kind of the conundrum that they're in. Your thoughts, Shug?
I mean, if you would have asked me before I met two individuals that I can't stand, I would always say that players should honor their contract, play through it, things like that. Now, these two people or three people that I've met kind of switched my mind because they are correct. These teams do, they could take a player, trade them whenever they want. Doesn't matter. They don't honor the contract. So my mindset has kind of changed. I think Buck's right where he says in the chat, they show up because they don't want to get fined, but they're just there for that reason. They're not there to actually participate, things like that. I think JK, you're right, has a injury problem. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, and like Brody said, he doesn't really have leverage in this situation. Right. And for the Ravens, JK is a big part of that offense running smooth. You want to take away carries from Lamar Jackson and put him on your running back rather than him carrying the ball. And so if your running back that you're depending on is not participating and is having contract issues and might carry over, I mean, it's early enough to where this might not be a thing. They might fix it, and he shows up for training camp and he's able to start the season. But if it spills over into that and he decides to sit, decides not to play, whatever reason, this could potentially affect what they want to do offensively as a team, because the Ravens, like I said, don't want to depend on Lamar carrying the ball anymore. It has been very vocal that they want to throw the ball and not have him run the ball to avoid injuries like he had last year. And to do that, not only do you need a solid running game, but you also need a running back that's going to be able to play in mostly every game possible. Obviously, if injury happens, things like that, they can't play, then obviously, that's the situation. But if you want to be able to say, hey, we have someone we can depend on in the running back position to run the ball, that, they might have a good backup. I don't know who the backup is anymore for Baltimore. But
it's still Gus.
So you still have a good backup, but do you want to put all your eggs in that basket with Gus? So
I'm going to say this too. I thought that was really well done by Shook, pretending he didn't know who the backup was, trying to throw people off.
I hate you.
But no, and so when I mean he doesn't have leverage, to me, it's just because the injury thing. Obviously, he hasn't really put together a full season. Because even like your thing, when he came back and he was averaging 7 yards a carry, or whatever, that was over the course of 4 games, right? And that's not to say that he's not talented. He's a very, very, very talented player. It's just you haven't put together a full season. And also, on top of that, you have J.K. Dobbins as a free agent, Ezekiel Elliott as a free agent, Kareem Hunt as a free agent, and possibly Saquon Barkley available via trade. So, there's a lot of avenues they can go if they were in the market for a running back. So I think, it may not be about money. Like you said, it may be just about wanting to get more carries, wanted to get that work in so he can actually get a contract after this season. Right. And this would be the time to try and make that point. You don't really want to miss training camp. You don't want to miss the start of the season. And nobody really cares if you show up at the mandatory camps.
This is true. But I think to Shook's point, now that I think about it, I think some players actually have foresight and they actually look into the future and see what's to come. And by the Ravens now going to a much better and more prolific, hopefully, passing scheme, he's going to see less carries, less touches. He's going to be less prevalent in the offense. And in the contract year, you want to do everything that you can to showcase your skills so that you can get the most money that you can, albeit with the team that you're at or another team that may be watching you, because teams are always watching the Baltimore Ravens to steal talent away from them. So I just think that he thinks that his utilization is going to the New York Jets. You do that. The New York Jets look at us for some reason.
Let me. Why did you say teams instead of New York Jets? You trying to make it something it's not. I could say that too. Teams always trying to steal Carolina's talent. Buffalo Bills. It's just them.
No, it's an NFC team. I just can't think of the one. They take a couple players here and there. I think maybe Atlanta. So I'm not saying it's like a whole league of them, but even still, all you need is one team. You just need one team to offer you that contract that changes your life. And he knows he's not going to get it in Baltimore. He did an interview with WJZ, and he said it's a business. And if you look at the thing, they had problem getting Lamar his money, and that's Lamar Jackson. Yeah. So the business side of it, he's like, what you think I'm gonna get paid? I've missed 60%. I missed 55% of these games. So how much you think they're going to pay me? And I'm a running back at a devalued position. So, I just think that he wants to showcase his talent. And then another thing is he's sitting out because he doesn't want to get hurt in the preseason. I think that's what started all of this. When he got hurt in that preseason game for no ungodly reason, it changed his mindset. It's like, I'll do the things that I need to do. I'll be ready when the season starts. So that is that.
Now, counterpoint to that, though, they did way overpay a backup running back. So maybe they are the one team in the league who will pay their running back.
Who overpaid a backup running back?
Baltimore.
And who was that?
Gus Edwards.
I don't think they way overpaid him. Now they overpaid him.
I'm sorry. Could they not have replaced him with a 6th-round pick instead of paying $3 million a year for the backup running back? My bad.
They paid him for the future and what he did in the past.
Tyler Beatty looked pretty good once he got out of Baltimore, didn't he?
He did. He really did.
Was he cheaper than $3 million? I don't know.
That's why I can't stand you.
Not a capologist over here, but I thought maybe that the rookies were cheaper, particularly the ones who weren't drafted in the first round. But I digress, though.
You digress. Moving on. Kevin Zeitler was also a no-show at the Ravens mandatory minicamp. For some reason, he said him missing out on minicamp made him love football even more and makes him want to play that much harder. Now, for me, he can come or he can go. I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but I think that he's on the downside of his career. He's played and been poured out for many teams over many seasons. He's been on a lot of squads. I think he's been on darn near every team in the AFC North. Maybe not Pittsburgh, but he's been a Cleveland, he's been a Cincinnati, he's been in New York, and maybe somewhere else. So I'm not sure. And I mean, of course, Baltimore, but I'm not sure if he is worth investing in. He did well last year, but his play is, like I said, on the decline. Do you think that after this season, or during the season, should the Ravens extend him or go out and look for somebody younger? Because they're trying all these different guys at the left and right guard position, especially since he's been out for the mini camps.
They just drafted a couple interior linemen. They drafted Ben Cleveland a couple years ago. They drafted Falele last year. No, they should not extend Kevin Zeitler.
So you think that we should go on and put all our eggs into the EDC basket, believing that after all of these years, he learned how to draft offensive linemen?
I'm saying that Kevin Zeitler is going to be starting at right guard this year, and they don't need to extend him, is what I said. So I'm not sure where you're going there. Like, they're getting a look at these other guys at guard right now, and after this season, then they'll be making that decision. They don't need to extend Kevin Zeitler.
Okay. You have any thoughts on this, Sugarton?
No, because I don't follow the Baltimore Ravens.
Now you want to act dumb and act like you don't follow the Ravens now. That's clear. You have a point to prove, but it's okay because when the season starts and you have to show your true colors, which are purple.
Those will be black and gold.
Black and gold. So you changing everything about your channel? You taking all those purple colors out?
All of them.
Your name's in purple right now.
Facts.
I can't change. I can't. It's not my stream.
You could if you wanted to.
Well, but I think it's that color because that's what color you have in your logo. Yes.
Yes, exactly. It is. That's what I believe.
My bad.
All right.
Yeah, also, it is your bad. It is your bad.
My apologies, Shug.
Don't apologize to me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I take it back then.
Red says, well, hopefully Voorhees can fill that role next year. I mean, that's if he's healthy. And apparently he has not been healthy his entire college career. Right. He was born with nagging injuries.
I mean, it's Jason Voorhees. What do you expect? Dude pops out of the lake.
Speaking of injuries, Shug's favorite Raven, Patrick Ricard, is going to start training camp on the PUP.
I don't know. Like what?
Yes, Pat Ricard. That's Shug's favorite Raven.
I don't think that's true.
That's what he told me before the stream started.
Oh,
That's
well,
not what I
okay.
told. Why? See,
I wasn't.
Ronnie,
in
this
there.
man is looking into that camera, lying,
He does that a lot, though.
lying.
He does that a lot.
He does.
I lie a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
particularly into the camera.
So my question to you, gentlemen, is: do I lie or do I embellish?
No, you lie.
They're
Because
one.
you will look in that camera. You'll look in that camera and say that you like certain people, not naming names, and we know that's a lie. That man right there.
They're one and the same, sir.
That's my guy. That is my guy right there.
That not when he's not around. That's not what you told me.
He's always my guy. I don't know what you talking about, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
All right, moving.
I don't need y'all anyway. All right, I got a thriving tavern that I can go back to anytime. I don't need to be.
I really, Jay. No, it's not. It's black and gold.
Whatever. Moving on. NFL news. So apparently, reporters of the league or somebody, they were going around asking who's the top dog in the NFL. They wanted to know who the top dog, best quarterback, who's the man in the who is the man in the National Football League, who sits at number one in the top. I guess in the top 100 players of the NFL, who sits number one? So a reporter asked Joe Burrow. He said, "Hey, who's the number one guy? Who's the main dog? Who's the one no one can touch?" And Joe Burrow said, of course, it has to be Patrick Mahomes. Mm-hmm. Most people agree. 3 or 4 Ravens fans disagree. But when they went to Jamar Chase and asked him, Jamar Chase was like, Joe Burrow, hands down. It's nobody else. Who else could it be? And they said, Pat. And this man says, Pat who? Like, he doesn't know who Pat is.
I mean,
he says, Pat who?
You're going to roll with, obviously who your guy is. Like, quarterbacks are in a unique position. Well, they obviously want to give love to other quarterbacks. So they won't unless you got a real psychopath on your hands, they're not really going to say themselves. But wide receivers who basically are psychopaths, they're going to go to the guy that throws them the ball, because they want to make sure to stay on his good side. I think we can all agree that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback, hands down, probably in the last 5 or 6 years. And you can name some of the players. Now, as far as Ravens fans thinking they got someone better, I mean, that might possibly be, but the problem is he hasn't proven it yet. He's been injured. He's won only one playoff game. You could say, Patrick Mahomes has had a team, but that man, has done things with a bad foot. That man has done things with a great offense. He's done it with a bad offense, or not bad offense, but not the weapons that he's used to having. So once Lamar is able to show that, and this is the perfect time this year. Like, there's going to be any excuses that Raven fans have this year should be out the window when it comes, because supposedly you got what you needed. You got the wide receiver you wanted. You got all these things. I mean, you're still crying that you want D-Hop, even though 2 weeks ago it was like, no, we don't need D-Hop now. We got OBJ, and now Bateman's hurt again, and it's like, oh no, we need OBJ, or we need a D-Hop, to help make our offense great. So there's going to be no excuse for Ravens fans this year if they can't get it done offensively. If you go out there and you're not able to get it done offensively, then what's the problem? First it was, well, we don't have the wide receivers, and then it was the offensive coordinator. What's it going to be this time? Picard's hurt. My favorite player is hurt. Is that going to be the problem?
The thing about that, Suge, is they have gotten it done offensively. They were
not the second half of the season, and
Lamar
really
even
in
the second half of the season. But when he was playing, they were averaging 25 a game with garbage talent around him.
But he was throwing what, 150, and they were still losing. He was throwing like 4 or 5 touchdowns, still losing.
They were not losing, but all right.
Did they not lose? Okay. Did they not lose a couple of games where he?
Listen, Shug. All right, Shug. Listen, Shug. You took this.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that there were quarterbacks who were undefeated in the NFL.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. We. You're talking about the last 2 years. Lamar Jackson's been in the lower half of stats. I mean,
he has not. He's been at the top in the beginning before he got hurt.
He's been in the lower half of counting stats, which are heavily affected by obviously games played and the play calling for your team, blah blah blah. He's in the very top of actual advanced passing stats.
Facts. Don't act like you know that shit. But listen, you took this in a whole other direction. I wasn't even going to take this. I was just going to take it because the Kansas City Chiefs received their Super Bowl rings the other day, and Patrick Mahomes' reply to Jamar Chase's Pat Who is that's who. That is who, my friend. If you really want to know, this is what you have to deal with, sir. Yeah, that's what I was going with. I wasn't going with all your Lamar hate to prove that you're a real.
How is it? How am I saying Lamar?
Calm down, Shug. Calm down, Shug.
You brought up Ravens
Calm
fans.
down, Shug. I'm just messing with
you.
You are so sensitive, man. Jesus.
Here we go with that shit again.
Now you get upset.
Because I was responding to what you said.
This is no longer for kids.
Right.
No longer. Moving on, Shug. We don't want to
tell
upset
me
you.
to move on. It's your damn show. Move on.
No, I'm letting you know I'm moving on. Gosh, you are grumpy, sir.
Y'all need a counselor.
You do. But anywho,
y'all.
Speaking of what Shug said about DeAndre Hopkins, Matt Judon put out a tweet today talking about his GM saying GM of the year. Now, could this have anything to do with DeAndre Hopkins' current visit with the team? They said speculation is that there are a few stipulations that are keeping him from actually signing a 2-year deal. Hopefully, that means something else. But do you guys really think the Patriots have a snowball's chance in Hades to sign DeAndre Hopkins?
Yes. He doesn't care about that list of things he said he cared about. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken that visit. And he definitely wouldn't have visited Tennessee. He's going to whoever offers him the most money. And if they offer him the most money, he's going to be a Patriot.
Any feeling, Shug?
As long as he stays away from the damn Ravens, I'm happy.
Wow.
Brody says, Judon stay capping. Listen, he does stay capping, but
it is what? When?
I mean, he's talking about in the past because Judon does throw tweets every now and again just to rattle people's cages. But I think this one is for real. Like I think DeAndre Hopkins, for some reason, I
don't mean he's lying just because you all read into tweets that don't say anything.
True. I think it's for real. He has a high respect
maybe,
for Bill Belichick.
Maybe he was asking people who GM of the year is going to be. You ever think of that?
He could.
That's what that tweet says. And the answer to that is the Phoenix Suns GM. Because goddamn.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
some bullshit is what that was.
Why did you want Chris Paul on the Lakers?
No, I did not. But I would have liked to acquire Bradley Beal for no first round picks and no players. What do you mean? Wow, because he's better than everybody on the team, not named LeBron and AD. That's why.
He ain't better than AR. Don't be sitting on AR like that.
True. We'll get into that a little bit later. But speaking of the New England Patriots, the New England Patriots cornerback, second-round pick Jack Jones was arrested for bringing 2 guns on a plane. Who still puts guns in their luggage in this day and age? I don't understand it. But apparently he posted a $50,000 bail and they let him out. But the reason that this story was interesting to me is it's not the fact that, he got arrested. It's the fact that earlier this year, he put out a tweet. And his tweet said, "Ja Morant, dumb. You letting social media and your pride ruin your real money. Put them guns down and run that money up. Make one of your homies sign up for a security or concealed carry if you feel like you need it that bad. But you the breadwinner, you got to start acting like it." Really, sir? Really? That's how you felt? And then we get into this situation.
Athletes should just make their tweets private, man. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So, just for me, it was all the hypocrisy that these guys come. They just put out tweets just to get in the mix, just to stay prevalent on the app. And I don't think they mean what they say because, like, as you can see, their actions don't show it.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of this gentleman and Ja Morant, let's talk about Ja Morant. Ja Morant is suspended 25 games and certain conditions. The conditions I do not know about what they are, but there are certain conditions, which means he can be suspended more than 25 games if he does not meet those conditions before the 25 games is up. Do you gentlemen think that that was too harsh or too soft of a punishment?
I think Bronny, didn't you lose a bet to this?
No, I did not.
Because I think somebody said under 40 and they got it correct.
No, he said under 50, it was going to be 40, so he was wrong, but he likes to pretend that he's right because doesn't get a lot of wins.
Okay.
And
you know what?
And there was no bet to begin with.
I mean, to me, to be honest with you, I think the situation has become too much of more of a like, hey, we're your boss and we can tell you what to do kind of situation. I understand it, maybe he shouldn't have a gun if he doesn't have a license, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to take into the fact that we've seen many athletes take pictures with hunting guns, take pictures with guns. It's on their personal time. They're what is he doing now? I could imagine if he's pointing it, doing things like that. Yeah, it's a bad look. But what is he really doing? Showing off a gun. Many people do that. Many people take pictures with their guns.
Well, allegedly he was beating a minor with it, but
I mean, my response to that, what I'm saying. But I understand from the NBA's point. I think the NBA really wanted to make him the face behind LeBron. Coming up behind LeBron, I don't think NBA wants Jokic as the face because the man has the same face 24/7 and never changes. Good baller though, but
Great baller.
They want to have that
Tim
that
Duncan 2.0.
face. Tim Duncan 1.5 because the man has worse facial expressions than Tim Duncan. At least Tim Duncan would show some fire every once in a while. Well, no, Jokic did against
he would. Yeah.
Against Los Angeles, he was doing some stuff. But anyway, I think that the NBA is just being very protective, and I understand that, but at the same time, like, what are these conditions that, like, is he not allowed to be around guns? So are you gonna have a 24-hour NBA person with him, making sure he's not around guns? Like, there's not much you can do, and unless he's really hurting somebody, what are we really saying here? Like, and I think this is one of my biggest problems about where we are as a society now. It's like we see something and we just want to like jump on top of it, and again, if he's not doing anything wrong, I don't see what the issue is unless he's in, like Brodney says, he's endangering somebody. He beat a minor with a gun. Okay. Yeah, that's not a good look and that's pretty bad. And you probably should be punished for those things. Are those things actually happening? Are those things actually the reason that you're suspending him, and not just because he had a photo of him or a video of himself holding a gun? So I think the punishment is whatever to me. I don't see it as over or I don't see it as under. I just kind of want to know how do we move forward with him, or how's he move forward as far as just a person, and how is he going to use this, because maybe he needs to not be around certain kind of people, and that's a bigger thing,
Those people are John Morant.
Well, I mean, but it might be the people that he's hanging out with. I don't know. We don't like. There's not enough information to go on by here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just bits and pieces to me. I don't know, Ron. You seem to always be able to look up Google and find out all the information. So, if I'm missing something, please let me know.
No, I think you're right that there were a lot of allegations that that he beat up a 17-year-old at his house, and he's doing this, he's doing that. But I think that this, like you were saying before, comes down to, hey, we gave you an 8-game suspension for this exact thing, and then you turned around and you did this exact thing again. And this is kind of a sending the message, hey, we're not going to tolerate you doing this, and kind of not listening to what we say, essentially. You know, as far as whether it's too much or too little, like you said, just the having a gun on Instagram isn't really suspension worthy. Like I said, there's nothing illegal about it. You can look at it and say it's stupid. I think you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be playing with guns. They're not toys, but it's not illegal. We don't know as a fact that he did any of those things that were alleged, right? So, on the surface, just there, I would say it's over, because why are you suspending him? But obviously, the team and the league have more info than on what is going on with him than anybody in the public does. And I think it was the team initially who said, you need a timeout and you need to get yourself together. You need to go to counseling and all this. So yeah, I mean, the 25 games to me, it's kind of whatever. This is a thing between him and the Memphis Grizzlies, and them, I think, not really believing that he's mature enough to be in the position that he's in at this point. And they're trying to, I think, send him a message and get him to, stop and take notice.
Yeah. So for me, it's a culmination of things. And like you guys said, you don't know if he beat that little 17-year-old. He did, and he admitted it. He said he was defending himself. So I just think it's a culmination of things. It was the one kid there. It was the kid that they chased into the closet in the store in the mall. It was the security guard that they confronted after that. It's when they came, I think they were playing in DC, and his guys pointing the lasers at people and players. Like, it's a culmination of things. I understand, and the conundrum for me is this is his personal life away from his business. So those two things should be separate. But there are certain bylaws and things that you sign in your contract. Just like in the NBA, players cannot appear in alcohol commercials. In NFL, they can't appear in alcohol commercials. And the feeling should be, I'm off work. I can do what I want and endorse what I want. But being in the CBA and all the stuff that they sign, you can't do that. I think that for Commissioner Silver, I think if this was David Stern, he'd have been suspended indefinitely and probably missed half his life of basketball. But I think that Adam Silver actually cares about these players. He seems to me like a different commissioner. And I think he's trying to intervene where others will not. I think that's what a lot of people seem to be missing, because the Memphis Grizzlies gave him that little slap on the wrist, gave him that 8-game suspension, and he used it to play around with. So now we have to use more drastic measures, because now I think, to me, this is more about helping this young man get his life together, not about basketball games missed or keeping him from a sport that he loves. And to your point, Suge, yes, I do think that with LeBron getting older, with Steph getting older, with all of these players starting to leave the league, they need a new face of the NBA. And he was in line to be one of them. But I can't have you being the face of my league, because this is a $1 billion business. And it's all about appearance. We saw what happened back with Allen Iverson. When he started getting in a lot of trouble, they did the dress code because he was wearing the baggy clothes, the tattoos, and corporate sponsors didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that they were kind of blackening the league. So now you're kind of bringing this thug mentality, as they probably think that it is, where you have these little children that look up to him. And whether you just partying, just having fun being young, to them, they see it as you promoting guns to younger children that look up to you. And you are a brand. You are a brand of the NBA. So I think that's where all of this comes in at. To me personally, they should have given him more games. But I do understand with the 25-game suspension, he's now not eligible to win any awards, because you have to play, 65 games to win an award?
Yeah.
So now he can't get first-team All-NBA, which takes about $40 to $50 million off his plate, not to mention the $8 million that he's going to lose during the suspension.
Well, it doesn't take it off. I'm sorry. One second, real quick. It doesn't take it off his plate entirely. It's going to make it much more difficult for him to actually get those escalators, because he'll have to hit those for sure in one season, as opposed to having 2 or 3 years to do it. But yeah, it's going to make it much more difficult for him. I'm sorry, Shu, go ahead.
No, you're good. And I just wanted to point this out, Hendo, what you were saying about how the NBA doesn't want little kids looking up to him if he's doing that stuff. And this is not towards you. You know how stupid that sounds? But parents out there letting their kids play Fortnite and Call of Duty, where they're killing people in the game. But we see this guy hanging around on IG. Oh my God, he shouldn't be looking up. Our kids shouldn't be looking up to him. But you let your kid play Call of Duty. Like I'm guilty of it. My son's 13.
Which no.
Yeah,
But
no, but I mean,
and you're 100. Listen, you're 100% correct. But for me, I'm not going to be a part of the problem. I'm not going to add on to it. Now you have your parents letting you do whatever you want, and you have somebody that you're looking up to now. So now you have these two, I don't want to say negative factors, but you have these two entities that are giving certain impressions to you as a young child. Listen, your parents let you do that, your parents let you curse and do whatever. Cool. I'm not going to partake in that, and I'm not going to help move that narrative forward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is for me as a parent, I told my son, like, obviously there's these people he looks up to. But you don't want to, go in those same footsteps. Like Charles Barkley said, we are not role models. Like, yeah, you can look at these people's work ethic and be like, hey, I want to work as hard as that athlete does to get where they are. But you don't want to be that athlete. You don't want to be. And there's not all athletes are bad, and not all athletes are shitty people, but there's a lot of shitty athletes out there. There's a lot of shitty actors, a lot of shitty people in general. And when you find that out about them, it's funny. People bring it up all the time. They'll go, "Oh, I never thought that person would have been a bad person." Oh, you should have probably assumed not a bad person, but they're a shitty person. Probably should have assumed they're shitty because they have probably obsessed about their craft so much, and they had a obsess about it, and therefore it kind of made them a shitty person.
Hey, sure. So is there a quota of the times that you have to say shitty? Do you have a quota that you need to get in that you got to keep saying that word?
I mean, can you stop being shitty with me? Just saying.
But yeah, and I just want
you got a shitty attitude, Hendo. You got a shitty attitude.
There, and I understand what you're saying, Shug, but there is a wide berth between playing Fortnite and rolling around on the streets playing with a gun. Like there is. Not saying that it's fine to have young children playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, but they are worlds apart.
I mean, yes, they are. We grew up in the age. Hendo grew up back when ColecoVision was a thing. But Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, when it on his 30th birthday, right? Yeah.
Amazing. What?
Mortal Kombat for us, Rodney, growing up, like this game is so violent, like
Yeah, but that comes down to the parenting thing. Like, look, I went and saw Terminator in theaters. I was like 10. I didn't try to stab somebody through their eye. I played Mortal Kombat. I didn't try to rip anybody's spine out.
You're lying. I know you did.
I didn't succeed, but it's like you don't. That comes down to the parenting, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether or not your kid's going to be out of control.
But that's my point, Brady. Like, as a parent, you should be able to tell your kid. Like you're looking up to Ja as a role model, but you should be able to say you should be able to help your kid distinguish of I want to be like Ja, the hardworking, get to that point of making the NBA or whatever I want to do in my life, not the antics and things like that, the personal stuff. Like that's where, as a parent, you should be able to help your kids separate that. Like this guy works hard to get to the NBA. That's what you want to model yourself as, not after what he does outside of that thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just having a conversation with your kids. When stuff like this is in the news and talking about it.
Unless your kid like threatens you, like mine.
How much longer is he gonna let you stay on stream?
You need a man in the house,
right?
To stop that.
He already came in here and told me twice to get off.
Ben, Ben about to come in here and shut this down. All right, gentlemen. So we've alluded to this a little bit earlier, and there has been a trade between Washington and Phoenix, where the Washington Wizards received Chris Paul. What is his name? Landry Shamet. A couple second round picks.
A multitude of second round picks. And multiple
pick swaps
in the second round.
Oh, okay.
Phoenix didn't have any first round picks.
I mean, Other teams, listen, the Heat could have went out and got Bradley Beal for that one.
Lakers could have went out and got Bradley Beal.
This is true. But
I wonder.
also, but here's the thing, though. This is the thing, because earlier they put out an article that said that Chris Paul was the Lakers still had interest in him if he was waived. He could still be waived.
No, and then Chris Haynes to the rescue. I guess you didn't see that report that they are now going to be moving Chris Paul in another trade. That's why it hasn't become official yet. And the Clippers are actually going to be receiving
the front runners.
The dick punching midget there. So no worries. Like, it was a close call for sure, very close call. But he's going to be wearing the blue and the red of the perennial.
Aren't they black and white?
No.
What?
Yeah, they're
black and white?
That's not their
Clippers.
colors.
No.
They have a black and white uniform. Their
Right.
colors are blue and red.
So
it should be shit and shit.
Okay, black and yellow. Let's keep
I meant
it rolling.
Black and gold, mother.
Black and yellow.
Black and gold.
Okay,
black and yellow. So is the deal with the Clippers a done deal?
It's not done yet. They're working on it still.
So he still can go to the Lakers, because the Lakers wanted
He can
Chris
still
Paul.
go to the Warriors. The Warriors
Right, he could
wanted
have.
him too.
But the Lakers were talking about him matching Chris Paul and D'Angelo Russell together in that backcourt. Then you got your man. Austin Reeves.
You get the skill in one body and the brain in the other body, and like they can't. You can't combine them. You're just gonna have a smart dude who can't do anything and a talented dude who's too dumb to do anything. And like, what is the point of that?
This is true, because I was playing well, except for my shots weren't going in.
I mean, I said it was such a successful season, except I didn't make a goddamn shot, not one. But man, that was fun.
Indeed. Oh man, 47 minutes. This is a good stream. I didn't plan for this to be this long.
Mm-hmm.
But I thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Hey, Brodney, you want to let the people know what we got going on August 4th?
On August 4th? You mean the Roundup meetup?
Yes, sir.
At Bus Boys and Poets in Columbia, Maryland. We're going to have free food, free drinks. We're going to have music. We're going to have prizes to give away, some very nice prizes. We're also going to have some goodie bags to send you home with. You're going to get to meet everybody on screen here, because yes, Suge is coming out to Columbia for the event as well. You're going to meet OTR Mike, who is most famous for being in the chat after stream starts. You're going to also be able to meet Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films and Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover Pod. It's going to be a great, great time.
And you can possibly win a date with Brodney.
No, you cannot. But you can go to eventbrite.com and type in the Roundup in the search box and get your tickets now.
Yes, and it's even in the chat. Like, you can go in the chat and just copy and paste there and get your tickets. Make sure to get your tickets. They're going fast. There's only a limited number of tickets to go around, and we want to see you guys out there so we can kind of give back to you all for supporting all of our channels. And it's just going to be a really good time. We just got some more prizes to give away. We just found out some more prizes that we had to give away. So make sure you come on through.
And y'all old people are going to be really pumped about it.
Oh yes, facts. Yes.
Is it a bottle of prune juice?
No, it's much better. And Yolanda says, I hope to see everyone at the meet and greet. Get your tickets.
Yes,
indeed.
I cannot wait to meet you, Yolanda. I am looking forward to it.
Okay, I mean, I guess people are looking forward to meeting you too. Sure.
Hopefully. I hope you're looking forward to meeting me.
Everybody loves you.
I've already met you. I don't know that.
I don't think that you have.
You've not met me at all. What are you talking about?
Oh, you mean in person? Yeah, I mean, but appreciate you anyway. Appreciate you anyway. So, listen, we're gonna give y'all 50 minutes of hopefully some good content. Appreciate y'all dropping by. I have to go get ready for hanging with Hendo, so I can fulfill my obligations to my patrons to give them that stream that I was unable to give them last night because I was out celebrating Father's Day for the weekend. So
I'm looking forward to meeting you as well, Suge.
Thank you, Yolanda.
You're
like my number one on the list.
You ain't got the
number one on my list.
She didn't say she was looking forward to meeting me, but whatever.
Right. She just said Suge.
We know who's looking forward to meeting you, Brodney.
It's all right.
Yes, we do.
Nobody.
Everybody.
No, they didn't, Brandon. All right, gentlemen, let's get out of here because I got another stream to do, which is going to be extremely. I can't say quick. It depends on how y'all go. It is getting late though. So, Shug, let the people know what you have going on and where they can find you, good sir.
Not a damn thing right now. I've got nothing going on. You can find me at ShigKnight1323 on Twitch, where I'll be gaming. Sometimes might stream tonight later on.
Why there? Not. I thought you were fully moving over to the other platform, man.
I'm waiting to see if they're going to pay me $16 an hour.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, but if you want to help me get already affiliated over there on Kick, go to ShigKnight323. I actually got to have my damn name and follow me over there. But I may be streaming tonight on Twitch, playing something tonight. So you want to help me get to Baltimore to see these lovely gentlemen? Come hang out with me. Drop some bits, drop some subs, or drop a donation. I appreciate it. And I do have still Conspiracy, which is going to be changing. Is not going to be a conspiracy anymore. Yes, no, that's gone. We're taking that conspiracy out. It will,
no more Ravens content?
No more Ravens content. Done. Over.
So who are you going to share your knowledge with?
Hopefully some Steelers fans show up.
But who? No, I'm saying who you going to show your Ravens knowledge with?
I ain't got no Ravens knowledge.
You can't retire the best name in the business, right?
It's getting put down like Old Yeller.
Wow. That hurts, Shug.
Hey, you know what else hurts?
What?
We'll keep it at that. But go follow me at ShigKnight323 on YouTube, ShigKnight323 on Twitch and Twitter. Where I came up with the idea to do for Brodney. You know how Brodney likes to Google stuff on people. I saw this amazing thing, so I'm actually going to do a TikTok about Brodney today.
I don't Google people. Nice. What do
you do Google things when you want to prove them wrong.
No, you said about people. That made it sound like I'm over here doing research on people. I don't do that.
Technically, now you do.
Oh, man, that's a little too personal for the stream, Shug. Okay.
Thanks. But yeah, make sure to follow me. Appreciate all of you guys.
B.
I feel really bad when I do that too. It's not great. You can find me on Lunch Break Hot Take, where we do the LBHT show every Wednesday evening at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We follow that up with the Overtime show just for patrons. You can also find me on Ring Kings podcast with my brother Jose and our friend OTR Mike. We put out videos throughout the week, and then we also stream after big events on Saturday nights, or sometimes like real early on Tuesday morning, because Japan has this thing about when they fight, and I don't really understand it. But it's a great time over there. We're getting ready to do our next, our pound for pound update. So, be on the lookout for that. Definitely go over there and hit that subscribe button. What?
When is that?
We don't have a specific date yet, but we want to get your list for sure and get you on, and we can update that. But yeah, and also Monday nights, except for this week, you can find me on Sip to Tally Films with Coach Evans, with Hendo, with Chris Just Joking, with OTR and Mike, on the Ravens Roundup. And that's Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, real quick, we do have the loyalty points going on all over on Lunch Break Hot Take, just like Hendo does here. One way that you can get a lot of points really quickly is going to lbhtshow.com and signing up for our newsletter. And that's all.
Show.
And that's it.
For show. Excited about July 8th?
July 8th?
Yeah, UFC.
Which one is that?
The Mexico card. Moreno.
Mexico card. I don't know what that means.
It's god dang it. We'll talk about it. Volkanovski versus that guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hendo. I didn't mean to do that.
You're fine. You good. I mean, listen, it's all about knowledge, passing it on. So I appreciate you gentlemen hanging out with me for this almost hour. You can also find me tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with my weekly power rankings. We will see if the Steelers have actually moved up or moved down in the rankings from some of the moves that they made. I mean, you shake your head, Shug. They have moved up, Like I'm not biased against your Steelers. You've
You
not
know
seen
what?
it.
I kind of take it back, Shook. That is a pretty decent card. Pretty decent card. You got Robert
It's gonna
Whitaker
be a great,
against
yeah,
Duplessis.
great card.
You got Bo Nickel opening up that card.
What's going on, Taj?
That's a pretty decent card there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
What's up, Tanja?
Yeah, a long time no see. How you feeling? Yeah, like I said, tomorrow morning power rankings. No stream tomorrow night. Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Make sure you go to Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, where he and we're doing a live stream. You get an extra live stream. We are going to do a live stream on the city of Baltimore. All the things that we've seen growing up, the music, the culture. So make sure you drop on by there and check us out. Wednesday,
That's
lunch.
a lot. That's a lot because you guys have been around since the prehistoric age. That's a lot.
Dre don't look a day over 25.
No, not at all. Hendo, will.
Hendo, man.
Hendo
Hendo got that face that says rough living.
Yeah, Hendo ages like an avocado.
It's crazy, shit, because you look older than I am.
Right? This is what happens when you mess with certain kind of women.
Your African genes didn't kick in.
I do want to say thank you to Dre / Mr. Galloway for having me on for the top 10 rap groups of all time. It was a lot of fun. You should definitely head over to Electric Relaxation and check out that list as well.
It was a great show.
The list was wrong, but the show was fun.
Yeah, it was a great show.
You didn't thank me.
Well, because behind the scenes,
right.
because behind the scenes, Hendo, all he was doing is trashing you about making him do the stream.
No, Hendo didn't invite me. Dre invited me.
Yeah, but you complained that Hendo was making you get on, so you didn't want to do the stream. You were tired, but because of Hendo, if you didn't go, Hendo would say something. Like we all heard it. I recorded the conversation. Hendo,
Nobody cares what I think. I'm not worried.
No, I went because Dre invited me.
But I appreciate you having me on, Hendo. Thank you. And I would do a stream with you anytime you need, unlike some people.
Oh, you know what? We can do throughout once or twice during the season. We can do a Steel Conspiracy reunion. How about that?
Is Garnett going to show up?
Hey, we can get Garnett, we can get Colin, me, B, OTR Mike. We could do like they do with them them reality TV shows, and just get a reunion
and have us all just sitting there, and it'll be a little awkward at first, and then somebody will be like, "So Garner, where the fuck you been?"
No, I'm just gonna leave B and Colin on the.
Is that how you're imagining? Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be.
I don't have any problem with Colin.
No, you don't. You don't. You just don't like him spreading misinformation.
Misinformation. Facts. Nobody likes anybody spreading misinformation.
I don't think he was spreading misinformation. That sounds nefarious. He was just wrong on that, and we got that cleared up.
And he really believed that he was correct as well. But the worst part was when you gave him proof.
I don't know.
He tried to double down. I
don't know why we're rehashing this. Colin's great.
Yes, Colin, you're great, and your daddy says you're great. So
Happy say? Did you call him and say Happy Father's Day?
Did he call you and say Happy Father's Day, B? He didn't.
I'm gonna head out because y'all are just disrespectful.
How are you disrespectful? Like you owned him. Like you. Wow. This is okay.
Professional.
Oh, I'm sorry, Taj. I apologize. Like I don't mean. Listen, I don't know why I always see like Taj want to swing at me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to
just bring that out of people.
Do I do. Like for some reason, people just I don't know. I bring out the best in people. I give them that will to fight, to carry on, to keep going.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It bees like that.
Hendo, you give him that energy.
I give that energy. Facts. That's my whole purpose of being here, to try to lift people up, entertain them. Just all that good stuff.
And then when the camera turns off, he just shits all over me and Brodney.
Nah, just you should. Yeah, just you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Not Brodney. I don't wait for the camera to go off. I'll do it when the camera's on with Brodney because he's just mad disrespectful. So
no, I am not. Ask anybody.
Taj, you know what it is. I'm just picking.
Okay, we'll go ask Colin.
Facts.
What? No, I don't know why you keep going back. Why don't you ask all my new coworkers? How about that?
This is true. You can do that very easily. But listen, we are listen, we are getting out of here. I have a stream to do. Listen, if you want to be a part of these Patreon only streams, make sure you go over to patreon.com/ROUG. Sign up for as little as $5 a month. You can get these post-stream conversations that we have. You can join the Discord. You can get into the fantasy football pick'ems league. And when you're a ring like this, like there are so many benefits to this. And right now, you get free trials. So even if you don't feel like, I want to pay something that I don't think I can get into, you get a free trial, no money down, and see if you like it and see if you want to be a part of this community. So, patrons, I'm about to set things up and get ready.
Or you can just hit me up and I'll send you the link.
That's not a lie. He does that all the time.
He does do that. I shouldn't have given you the link, Shug.
Baby, on the beat.
We got it